Hi, this is Luke from Crocker Farm, and I wanted to talk to you today about probably the most influential family in American salt glazed stoneware pottery, and that's the Remmeys. Now, if you're into stoneware at all, you've heard of the Remmey name, either from Manhattan or Philadelphia or possibly from Baltimore stoneware production. Now, particularly today, I want to talk about Henry Harrison Remmey, because I feel like he is the culmination of an influence from generations in America, and really is this a true artist in American stoneware, and really saw the very utilitarian form of salt glazed stoneware as a potential medium for folk art. And Henry Harrison's great-grandfather, John Remmey, or Johannes Remmey, settled in Manhattan and began, along with the Crolius family, as just influencing the American stoneware style from the very beginning, just formed the foundation of salt glazed stoneware in America, which was a very technical art form. Stoneware needed to be fired at 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit, which was knowledge that was passed down in Europe in the Remmey family, and they brought to America. They began with incised decorations mostly, which you can see in these pieces, which were made in the mid-19th century. Henry Harrison Remmey was born in 1792 in Manhattan, and was just, from a young age, from birth really, salt glazed stoneware was just coursing through his veins. He was just influenced by his family and learned the Germanic tradition of stoneware manufacturing, so that when he came to Baltimore in 1812 with his father, Henry Remmey Sr., he was already, at the age of 18, a very proficient stoneware manufacturer, and he knew, first of all, the technical aspects of how to make stoneware utilitarian, a functional utilitarian ware, very sturdy, literally stone, on the one hand, but on the other hand, he understood that you could also use it as a medium for folk art. And so Henry Remmey Sr., while he was influencing the Baltimore Stoneware School and really laid the foundation for stoneware production in Baltimore and in the Mid-Atlantic region, by 1827, Henry Harrison Remmey was ready to influence the city of Philadelphia in the same manner. So he brought just a true artistry and a true skill to the city of Philadelphia in 1827. And what people don't really understand when they hear Remmey, they hear Philadelphia, they think of the manufactory of Richard Remmey, because he signed so many wares. He signed it RCR and Philadelphia underneath of it. But really, Henry Harrison Remmey was much more influential. He started the factory in 1827, the Remmey factory, and lasted until 1878. So a large portion of the 19th century in Philadelphia was dominated by the stoneware manufactory of Henry Harrison Remmey. He made very utilitarian wares, but it's interesting, by looking at examples made by him in Philadelphia, you can understand that his mindset was still one as an artist in clay. He was really a true folk artist. So that throughout the century, as his wares, the standard production line was getting very utilitarian, very functional, tending towards mass production, he still would make special pieces using the artistry that he learned from his father and even his grandfather in Manhattan. So you have this example right here. It is not signed, but it is a clear example of Henry Harrison Remmey's work. You can see the beautiful incised decoration, the very vibrant cobalt oxide, the very pure clay. He chose a pure clay that probably was from Baltimore. That was frequent, that potters would buy clay from other regions. You can see just the detail in the incised leaves, the detail, the very finely incised stem. And then you see, strangely enough, a date of 1856, which this piece is very similar in the incising to an example in the Henry Ford Museum, and also pictured in W. Oakley Raymond's 1937 article on the Remmey family, made by Henry Remmey Sr. in Baltimore, which would have probably been made about 40 years earlier than this example. This picture is also very reminiscent of another picture in that W. Oakley Raymond article, as well as just a small group of Henry Harrison Remmey presentation pictures. That picture in Raymond's article has the same incised beading around the top, and it is to Miss Mary Hall from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. It has very similar birds on it as this bird on this presentation bank. Both of these vessels are in our March 3rd, 2012 Stoneware auction. And we're just very thrilled to have two high-quality examples of Henry Harrison Remmey presentation stoneware, which is just so tough to come by during this period of production.